Man, make this make sense. It's just something else. People is anti-racism. They're against racism. It creates division. It creates hate, and all this negative stuff. But then people's pro-discrimination. And it creates division, it creates hate, it creates problem, negativity. They both do the same thing. It's stupid. People are sitting here, they're against racism, but then they're pro-discrimination against people that just looks a certain way because they got a bunch of tattoos and shit all in their face and won't hire them. But there should be a law created where they have to hire them, just like there was a law created that they have to hire black people, that they have to hire Mexicans, that they have to hire women. That's what the Civil Rights Act was created for. To eliminate discrimination, not racism, discrimination. So they're breaking a law, the Civil Rights Act, and not hiring these people to see if they'll do a good job just because of the way they look. You can't do that. That breaks the Civil Rights Act, the law. It's a law. Y'all call all these statutes and codes and regulations and acts and all of this stuff law. That's law too. It was put in place to stop bad things from happening to people, so they can get a job. Everybody needs to get a job. How can they get a job if you're being discriminatory against them? You're discriminating against them. And then saying, we're not going to hire you. But then you say, get a job. Well, nobody wants to hire them. So they're going to go out stealing. More crime. Because everybody's being stupid. Y'all can't wrap your feeble little stupid minds around the fact that y'all are pro something and anti something else. And then they're both pretty much the same thing. Don't matter if it's discrimination or racism, it's the same thing. If a black man come in there looking like that, well, he's black, I gotta hire a black man, you're hired. Or Mexican, you're hired. But with a white person that's all like that, oh no, F you. We're going to discriminate against you. Because they won't say that, oh, it's because of the way I look, it's because I'm black. And they just, oh, we don't want that, so we'll hire the black man. We don't want to be seen as discrimination or a racist. Just because he has all this stuff and tattoos, everybody would just say, no, it's because he's black, it's racism. Not because he's got these big old deals in his ears where those are the ones that started it. All the fucking stuff in their face, nose. Them and all these other islanders that nobody messes with. Governments do not touch. They are free. They can live and live their life and have their tribes and not be bothered, not be changed. So they can still have those type of indigenous people around. So later on, at some point, they get rid of all of us that they changed, and then start changing them. And then have others over here that probably moved over here, young people that eventually turn into that. Indigenous people that, oh, these are indigenous, they're natural over there, we ain't gonna touch that, and they created it. And y'all don't get it. That's what they do. They move people around. And then they create new countries or nation states or whatever. That's what they did with Israel. They took over Palestine and then they created Israel. 1948. They started going over there in 1945, I believe. And then in 1948, they took it over, and they've been at war trying to get their land back ever since. And people just want to sit here and believe all this other crap that the government... You don't trust the government, but yet you trust everything they tell you. Make that make sense. You trust the government, but you want them to take the guns. Or you don't trust the government, but you want them to take the guns. Make it make sense. You don't trust the government, but you trust them to control the food and what's put in it and not put in it. Y'all are just stupid. All the people out there that, can't wrap their minds around that and just don't want to believe how stupid they are. You're stupid. Broken and unfixable. Cannot be fixed. Just broken. Because you don't want to see the truth. Wrap your mind around it, and then wrap your mind around it and, accept it and then go, let's fix it. We can fix it. We can do it. We have the power. There's more of us than them. But no, everybody wants to bow down to a small group of people. Small little bitty group of people. And then you got a mass of people surrounding them. Miles and miles of we all surrounded them. But you can't wrap your people little minds that they don't have authority over us. None of them do. Color of law does not exist. It's a fraud. It eliminates our common law rights, our right to freedom, our right to the free market, to just start up a business without asking for permission. Freedom to go fishing or hunting without asking for permission. To travel on the roads we pay for. That's ours, and we build them. They come to us to build them. And then we got to ask permission to take our property that's sold at an auto dealership for us to have and travel around in. If they want us to have that stuff, it should be given out freely. You don't have to pay for it. Just here and you get to be on the roads. It's no tax. It's a tax. You're renting the roads. It's a rent. That's all it is. A title is rent. You're renting your property from the government or the state, because when you title it, you give it to them. They own 50% of that vehicle when you title it. Look it up. What happens when I title a vehicle under the state? You give them permission to control it, to take it. And it's voluntary. I've got all the evidence. It's all voluntary. It's in their codes. They're secret codes that they don't teach you in school because they're secret. Statutes. All that stuff. If they were sat there and taught us in school a class of how the government works, all the codes, and we would know how to be free. They don't want that. They need you uneducated. I love the uneducated people. That's what Trump said. He loves the uneducated. Because you don't know anything about their stuff. And all those who back them and want to say you can't do this without this and that, you're one of the uneducated. He loves you. Because you're stupid, broken and unfixable. If you don't want to go research and stuff and find out the truth, they're the ones that wrote it all down. And it's right there for you to find. Cornell Law School website. And you can look up every code and read every one of them. Yeah, it's going to take you quite a while, a year, or a couple of months maybe, or a month, to read it all and take notes. Oh, I gotta be this and this, you know, to have this, and I'm not that, and so I don't have to have it. Oh, it's voluntary if I'm not this and that, and I don't have to have it. And then you use that against them, and there's nothing they can do. Color of law is an assumption, a presumption that they have authority over you, that they can control you and your property. And the only way they can do it is if you participate with them. You sign their contracts and say, I'll participate. And even though they tell you you have to, you don't. It's a lie. They're a bunch of liars because they need that money for wars. All that money, taxes and everything goes to wars. They don't go to roads and stuff. Actually, if you look up the trust, which is your birth certificate, that pays for the roads. It comes out of your trust, and you're not the trust. Your birth certificate's the trust. You're the benefactor, and there is a way to spend that money. And when I get the forms and I start doing it, and I can prove it, I might do a video on it and let y'all know. I don't know. Or the ones that want to know, they can send me their email and I'll email it to them. So they can start getting the forms and then getting loans. And the forms is like a paycheck. And it comes out of your trust when you pay that loan off. You don't have to sit there and work to pay off a loan. You don't have to work no more. But you can't be greedy with it because you only have so much in it. I mean, you have millions in it. But if you get to being greedy, once your credit's way up there, and you can start actually pulling out hundreds of thousands to maybe a million or more in loans to buy a business or whatever, you got to be careful because you only have so much in your trust. Even when you've worked all your life, you didn't put that much in there, but it's built up because they use that money in your trust, and then the taxes is put back into it, which ain't a lot. They're taking out more than the taxes that's going back into it, or the interest. I mean, not the taxes, the interest. The interest ain't much. So they're using your kid's birth certificate, yours, all that money. They're using that against us and to pay for everything. Your taxes those taxes is only paying for war. Oh, and there's a way to not pay sales tax too. There's a form you can order, and you give it to the state. It's the Secretary of State or Treasury of the State. You give it to them, and they'll send you a card. And then once they ring it through, and the tax pulls up, and you're ready to pay, you swipe that card, and the tax is taken right off, and you don't pay that, and it's cheaper. You want to buy a TV, what it says, that's what you pay when you swipe that card, and it takes the taxes off. So, yeah, I'm only going to help people that I can find out are good people. I don't want to help out bad people. I don't want to help out trolls that want to come and just attack me and attack other people. And I see your channel ain't got nothing on it. You're a troll. You ain't got no content, no videos of yourself, no real picture of yourself. In which picture you can't tell if it's really someone or not unless they got videos up showing their face to match their picture. You ain't got that. I'm not giving you any information. You can go research it yourself. And if you're too lazy to do it, well, that's your problem. Ain't mine. I'm in the business to help good people, people who respectful, nice. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You all take care.